Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today working on my 2009 Silverado 2500HD. Today, notice by the title, doing headlights. This is pretty much, the headlights are pretty much the last thing that isn't dark colored on the truck. So I wanted to change that. These really aren't the headlights that I want. I can't really find a headlight that I really want. So these are kind of a compromise, but I do like these. Hopefully they're gonna work out. I'll show you what I got. So here is what I picked up, and you're gonna notice that these are very similar to the lights that I put on Project Frankenstein. That was a good while back now, I guess. The only difference between these lights and the ones I put on there are these have a LED projector low beam. I guess this is a low beam, this is a high beam. It still has that, I forget what that's, an H1 or whatever. Something that's just a standard high beam. So this does have the LED projector, which I'm hoping this does a better job than the ones I had before. They were not the greatest low beams. So we'll see. These are Spyder. They were not advertised as Spyder headlights, but I guess they are. I will link these in the description. Got these off Amazon. I've also picked up some LED JDM A-Star for the parking and turn signals. So I'm going to upgrade them to LED. The JDM A-Star stuff, always good quality. Highly recommend those. But yeah, hopefully these are going to be basically plug and play. This is what they call a daytime running light. I'm going to hook that up to a switched power source, so as soon as the ignition comes on, these lights are going to be on all the time. They do have two wires here. You got a negative and a positive that need to be hooked up. You can see they're just wires, so you're going to have to connect them. I'm going to put a weatherproof connector on this, and then I'm going to take and tap into one of my fuses on my fuse block that is powered when the switch turns on. These shouldn't take much. They shouldn't draw hardly any power at all, but yeah, I'll just tap into one of my mini fuse. I'll use a mini fuse tap to tap into one of those. So it should be basically a plug and play situation here. So I got to start pulling my grill off, and then we got to start getting these old headlights out. Okay guys, so I'm going to give you a few tips on this headlight. I know this subject's been beat to death on YouTube, but there are 3 mounts for these lights. You've got 1, 2 right there, then you've got kind of a hidden one right here. And what a lot of people don't tell you is you don't need to take this one out. You can see the mount is slotted. So all you got to do is loosen that bolt up a bunch. Now I've got a custom bumper, and sometimes you get lucky and custom parts make it easier to get things out, and it does. I've got real easy access to this bolt. This is the bolt right here. I've seen guys go in there, take the inner fender plastic out to get to that bolt. I think I was able to reach up under, you got to really reach up under there with the factory bumper, because the factory bumper comes way down, a lot further than this off-road bumper that I got. But anyway, just loosen this up. You can loosen it up almost all the way, and then you can get your light out. Now, a tip on getting the light out, you got to kind of play with them, and you got to kind of bring it out a little bit, and then you got to kind of push the whole light assembly down to get it away from this top of the fender here. And once you clear the light from this top fender, it can slide out. But it seems to catch on this top fender all the time. So slide it out, kind of push the light downward to get it away from this top piece, and you should be able to pop these lights out. I know the first time I took one of these out, it was pretty difficult, but now I've done so many, it's pretty easy. We're gonna reuse the whole factory harness for this new light. So I gotta swap out these bulbs from my LED, make sure they work. I'm just gonna plug in I've got a plow harness, so it's gonna look a little different than a factory harness, a snow plow harness on this thing. But just gonna plug these lights back into the light, because they have these connections on the light. So just plug these in. This is the main harness. I didn't actually have to unplug that, but this is the main plug for the light. Okay, so I'm going to swap out these old bulbs, and you kind of need to do that before they get hot. I was setting up my camera, and I should have turned the lights on last. But anyway, you want to just unplug these old, outdated incandescent lights. Got some dielectric grease. I'm gonna put it all over my bulb. I think that's the easiest way. And if they don't work, guys, sometimes you get LED bulbs that are what they call polarity sensitive. And if they don't work, it means you got your negative and your positive in the wrong position. So you gotta swap them around. That's why I always turn mine on while I do this upgrade, to make sure that they are working. I'm gonna turn my 4 ways on, make sure that works. Oh yeah, them are nice. Okay guys, I run into an issue with these LED bulbs. Once I shut the 4 ways off, I checked the turn signals. I had hyper flash over here. So I kind of played with it, and you might be able to get a LED flasher for this truck. I don't have that. I kind of got to get this installed done. But what I do have is I have these resistors here. These are cheap. They say 50 watt 6RJ. I don't know what that means, but these are just cheap ones I bought and I had. So I actually had to put 2 of these in line for it to work. I thought my LED taillights would have enough. I think it has like 4 resistors thingies on there. I thought that would be enough to run this. Apparently not. So I got them just hanging out down here. They're not touching anything, they should get plenty of airflow, because these are going to get hot. Those resistors are going to get hot. This is what I usually do with a resistor. I let it float there. You don't want it touching any plastic or anything like that, because it could melt it. But right there is going to be a good spot. I'll probably have to do the same thing over on the driver's side to get that side to work, but not really the way I like to do it, but it's going to work for now anyway. So I'm ready to get my headlight back in here, so I'm going to bring it over here, plug it all in, and hopefully it's just going to fall into place here. Okay, so I was going to show you a video of me actually installing these, but I struggled pretty bad getting these in there. I'm really disappointed with the fitment of these lights. You can see right there, I mean, there's a 1/4 inch gap right there. The headlight to the fender. Yeah, and up here, I think what's causing that is right there. That housing for the LED projector is actually hitting the radiator support. I think that's what that is. That's why it won't go back. I think I can show you the fitment on that right there. That little slot thingy isn't the greatest. I think it's supposed to be back further. I don't know if I can push on this, or yeah, I think it's supposed to be back further. So I don't really understand why this is fitting so badly. I am contemplating if I should even keep these or not. I did add my plug for the daytime running light here, so I can just wire that up and plug that in if I get that far. I think I'm going to call it a night. Come back tomorrow and figure out if I'm going to keep these or not. That LED projector looks wicked. Yeah. I wish the light fit better than that. I'm not sure. It looks like maybe the projector might even be facing upward, which isn't a good thing. These aftermarket lights usually don't adjust very good if they don't fit right off the bat. So I don't know, guys. We'll see, I guess. Okay guys, so I've decided to keep the lights and install them the best I can. Hopefully I don't regret this. But you can see the gap there really isn't a gap anymore, because I stuck some weather stripping in there on the light. I actually stuck it to the light with this. This stuff's got like a sticky back to it. There it is. It's like 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch thick wall EPDM, I guess they call this. I'll link this stuff, but it fit right perfectly in the groove. There's a little groove there, and it fit pretty good. You can see it almost, you'd think that the factory did that. So it really doesn't, you can't like tell that it doesn't fit. I don't know how good that is, but you can't really tell that it doesn't fit. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully this don't come back to bite me and I can't get the lights lined up or they're shooting high or whatever. Or maybe hopefully the grill and everything will fit. I'll find out here in a little bit because I'm just about done with the install. The daytime running lights, I just tapped into the daytime running light fuse for that. And again, I just used a mini fuse tap. So yeah, it's in with the daytime running light fuse, which makes sense to me. So I guess I can turn these on for a second and give you a look at them. Okay, so there they are on. The camera's really kind of blending there you go. Kind of blends everything together when I back up for some reason, but so that'll be on anytime the switch is on. This center thing will be on. Those LED low beams look pretty awesome. Hopefully, like I said, I can get them adjusted right. And then the LED turn signals, they're super bright. So I really am happy with everything except for the actual fitment of the lights. So yeah, we'll see. I got to button everything up here. So another quick tip on installing these lights. There is really no room back there on the one side for wires. I may have had a wire or a couple wires caught between the light and the frame back here. So just make sure you get all your wires out of the way. That will help with fitment of these, even though they don't seem to quite fit as nice as I think they should. But just watch out where your wires are back here. So there we go, guys, all buttoned back up. And I love the look. I really love the look. I just wish the lights would have fit better. Actually, that aftermarket grill fits better with the aftermarket headlights than it did with the factory headlights. But yeah, now I just hope that the lights are close to being aimed right. Otherwise that could be another nightmare, because those LED lights, they're putting off some light, and if I'm blinding people aren't going to be happy with me. So yeah, we'll see, guys. Hopefully when it gets dark I'll take this thing out. We'll see how the LED projectors perform. I'm thinking they're going to do well. Like I said, they look really good in the shop here. So it's just a matter of, can I get them aimed right, I guess. So okay, guys, so here we are at night. You can see the cutoff line on these projectors is pretty darn sharp right there. I've been driving around, and I really like these. These are way better than those other Spyder headlights that I had that didn't have the LED. I knew I had to upgrade to the LED to get a good light. I can drive with these. I don't really have the best night vision, but I can drive with these. I did have to lower the passenger side light quite a bit. It was kind of way up in the air. I really need an area 25 feet that's flat, and then a wall. I don't have that right now. I think in front of the shop we have kind of a washout, so I can't really do it in front of our shop here. But I feel like I've lowered them as much as I can without not being able to see very good. So I guess people will let me know if they're too bright or not. I can't really do much driving video because I don't have a good enough camera. It's not going to really show you what it's like anyway. Okay, so I got a little bit of time with these lights, and I still have a few issues with these. I still have hyper flash for some reason. Not when the lights are on. When the lights are off, I have hyper flash. If I turn the parking lights on, hyper flash goes away. Not really sure why that is. I've got the 2 resistors on the turn signal, so I'm not going to fix that in this video. If I figure out a fix, I'll post it. Second thing is I tapped into the daytime running light fuse. Doesn't quite work like I wanted it to. Pretty much it's on whenever the lights are on and the daytime running light is on. No big deal. I can customize that later if I have these lights long enough. But it just kind of didn't work exactly the way I wanted it to. But yeah, overall guys, pretty happy with these lights so far. I do like the look. But yeah, I guess guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Kind of been busy doing other things, so this video is a little late. I've had these lights for a little while, like I said. So anyway guys, that's gonna do it for this one. I'll see you.